What's up, y'all? Welcome to the channel. This your boy Black Saiyan, and we back with another video. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. This is the Gohan, the evolution of Gohan part 2. And we're gonna be talking about Gohan and his growing and his battles and his everything that he's went through throughout the Dragon Ball Super continuity. If y'all like the part 1, please hit that like button. This is part 2. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I will be dropping videos all month, and I want y'all to be a part of it. So to my fellow Saiyans, salute. Part 2. Now, as we dive into the evolution of Gohan part 2 and the Dragon Ball Super continuity, we'll start with this first battle that we see. So we're reintroducing to Gohan in the Revival F saga. So we see Gohan, and his build is not as big as it used to be. He actually looks a little younger, and he's not as strong as he used to be. We see that once Frieza invades the planet and shows itself, Gohan is there to take him on and take on his people. He goes Super Saiyan because that's the farthest that he can actually go, and he actually gets one-shotted by Frieza. Now once he gets one-shotted, he actually takes on one of Frieza's minions and holds his arm, but he ends up getting one-shotted. Now after this, we see that Gohan and pre-terminal power, we see that he wants to gain his power back. So he goes to Piccolo to train him. Him and Piccolo trains. We see that he ends up getting his mystic power back. So we have Ultimate Gohan once again. Now, we know that Mr. Gohan, power level is one of those power levels that you can't really gauge it. Only way you can gauge it is it depends on the foe that he's fighting. Like, you can only gauge it relative to the foe that he's fighting. Gohan gains his power back, but he still has one other request. He wants to take on his father. So Gohan and Piccolo goes to Goku, pre-terminal power, and Goku teams up with Tien. Now, during this sparring match, we see that Gohan and Goku, we see that Gohan is going all out, and he asks his father to go all out. Even Tien can't even, he can't even believe what's going on. He don't know whether it's a real fight or they sparring. You know what I'm saying? So after a while, the fight becomes a fight just between him and his father. He asks Goku to go all out, give him his all. Goku goes Super Saiyan Blue, Kaioken. Gohan goes Mystic, Ultimate Form, and they literally go head to head. And of course, Goku wins. Now, as we head to the terminal power, we see that his team worked with Piccolo, and even with Frieza. His ability to think strategically and to peak game throughout the terminal power is impeccable. Like, besides his martial arts, his precision in fighting and being a part of a team is impeccable. We literally see how he takes out multiple opponents out of the tournament power. Now, the manga and the anime different, but we see that even in the manga, Ultimate Gohan is strong enough to take on Kefla. So we see that Gohan is really one of those characters in the Tournament of Power that, without his help, you know, without the help of that extra Saiyan, extra half-blood, however you want to say it, they would be doomed. So, he's not one of the fighter people inside the Tournament of Power, but he provides a great help. So, after the Tournament of Power, we don't see him again until the Moral arc. In the Moral arc, we see that Gohan takes on OG-73. Not only did he take on OG-73, when he takes him on, it becomes a point where, you know, it's first is him and Piccolo, but after the fact, it's just him. You see, he pulls out different moves. He actually does his move where he spins a key to block a key blast, to literally block a key blast. He spins key to block a key blast. So we see that he's been training with Piccolo. Him and Piccolo have this teamwork in the Moral arc that is profound. And you just got, even if they didn't win, you got to give your hats off to them. You know? So after the Moral arc, we don't see Gohan again until Dragon Ball Superhero. Now, we don't know too much about the Dragon Ball Super, what happens between the Granola arc and the Dragon Ball Superhero. But once we get to the Dragon Ball Superhero, we know that Gohan has been studying, back to his studies, and from what Piccolo from what Piccolo is getting on to him, is as if he hasn't been training. So the Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 emerges, and they have a plan to take out the Z fighters because they're thinking that they're the bad guys. Now, we see Gohan gets involved once Pan is kidnapped. Pan. So, once Pan is kidnapped, Gohan shows up at the Red Ribbon Army headquarters, and he's not really cutting no corners. Like, we see Gohan back we see him almost in a back, like how he was in the Cell Saga. He shows up, he's not playing any games, and what happens is Piccolo actually helped kidnap Pan to bring out the best in Gohan. So it tells her to make some noise. He goes off. He powers up to Ultimate Gohan and is able to hang with Gamma 1. Now, as he's hanging with Gamma 1, he's doing a good job. He isn't defeating him, but he's doing a good job. Now, what happens is Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 ends up finding out that they're not bad guys through Piccolo and Gamma 2 fight. Now, as they fight, as they stop fighting, Cell Max is born. Now, as Piccolo is fighting Cell Max, all the Z fighters, we got Gotenks, we got Android 18, and Gohan fighting Cell Max. As they're fighting, we see that Orange Piccolo starts, even Gamma 2 risks his life and sacrifices his life to take off Cell Max's arm. Still not enough. Piccolo goes in and tries to fight him. And I'm thinking, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other people are thinking that he knows he can't take him. But he knows that this will push Gohan to his potential. So as he takes him on, he gets pummeled, destroyed, to the point where Gohan, he sees Piccolo in a state of, I guess, death. Because, everybody else is thinking he's dead by the way Cell Max is literally pummeling this man. Gohan flips out, loses his shit, and we see the same anger that he gets that he had in the Cell Saga erupts. But he doesn't go Super Saiyan 2, nor Super Saiyan 3 this time. Actually, he goes what Akira Toriyama has called Beast Gohan. Now, when he goes Beast, like everybody is baffled because for one, this is a form that we never seen him train upon before. We never seen this form before. It's not like Goku or Vegeta has taken this form. You know, none of the Z fighters have taken no Saiyan before has even referenced this form. So we see him literally go Beast. Cell Max even punches him at full power. We see the shock waves behind Gohan, but Gohan doesn't even move. Gohan kicks him, sends him on his way. Piccolo tells him, Gohan, we have to finish this. Finish him. As Cell Max is powering up this big power blast to destroy Earth, we see that Piccolo grabs him, wraps his arm around him, tells him to finish it, assuming that he wants to use his weak spot, which is at the top of his head. Then we notice that Gohan is using a familiar move that we never saw him use. He's doing the Maka Senpo, which is the special beam cannon. He's powering it up, and he literally blasts it at Cell Max and blows him away. Now, after the fact, we see that Gohan and Piccolo reference that both of them look crazy, and they do in their own way. Now, this form, we have no way to gauge how strong it is, but we know that he is stronger than Broly because they said that Cell Max is stronger than Broly. So, until we know more about this form, we can only assume that it's almost like a part 2 to the Mystic, right? Yeah, we can just say it's a part 2 to the Mystic because it's not a Super Saiyan form. It's his own. It's in its own game. So, let's look back at Gohan for a minute, and let's just look at how he relates to other characters and just his relationships with them. His like, for him to even get to this point, it took for his daughter to be kidnapped and for his friend Piccolo to be almost dead. Piccolo and Gohan has had a relationship throughout Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super, like a father and dad relationship, like literally like a surrogate, more almost like a surrogate. Like Piccolo is like a surrogate to him, right? And we see that throughout that time, Piccolo has sacrificed himself multiple times for Gohan, and Gohan never lets that go he doesn't take it for granted, because every time he comes back, Piccolo comes back from death or will revive from almost near death, they grow a stronger bond. His bond with his father is just as strong, just through the respect of him being his father. Now, we see that his relationship with Videl is one of want to admire because he's a father to his child, but at the same time, he's a man, and at the same time, he's a martial artist. And when I say a man, I mean as if he knows that he has his own thing to do. He got his studies, he got that. He knows that he has a family. You know, we notice that whenever Piccolo goes to see why he can't pick up his own daughter, and he has his studies, but he noticed that if we actually pay attention to his studies, it's actually something that can actually bring forth a different understanding of what's going on. Like, he actually found out that an ant can actually go Super Saiyan in a way, right? So in this relation to other characters, we can tell that that's what his power is based off of. The ones that he loved, the ones that he admired, and whenever they're in danger, that's the reason why he goes the way he go. That's the reason why he's considered he considered the most potential character to be the best character, because if he never stopped training, there's no telling how strong he could be. Like, he just doesn't put his mind to it, because he has literally, he puts himself, he has to put himself in different worlds. He has to be a father. He has to be a scientist, a study. He has to be a man of himself. He has to be a martial artist. So he can't really focus on one thing. But if he was to focus on martial arts and just in itself, there's no telling how strong that Gohan would be. So as we go past the superhero continuity, I can see Gohan helping the Z Fighters in so many different ways. Like, especially with his new form. Now that he's on par with Goku and Vegeta, and he's one of the protectors of Earth, I can see Earth in great hands. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, there won't be a foe that he might not be able to handle. Because as we get up into God tier type foes, you know, it's always up in the air. But we know for a fact that he's not one of those characters that dies and come back and dies and come back. He's strategically like playing inside of his fighting. So he's not gonna be one of those characters that dies out later on. We could definitely look forward for Gohan for the long run. Actually, we can look at Gohan for being the next Goku. Once Goku is gone and protecting the Earth, right? Goku and Vegeta is more on the universal protecting tier, right? And Broly now, right? So with that being said, as more stuff come out, we're gonna be dropping more videos about Gohan, because now that we found out that Dragon Ball Super will be returning, I'm pretty sure that we'll get more insight on maybe how he got this power as Beast Gohan. But until then, this is the evolution of Gohan, part 2. If you like the video, please give me a thumbs up. If I missed anything, and if y'all want to add anything, please feel free. Thank you for joining. And to all my fellow Saiyans, I salute. Subscribe, please subscribe, because we will be dropping. And I got a special video for y'all coming up. I'm more than likely next Friday. But regardless, I need for y'all to make sure y'all tune in. And you know, we'll be back. It's the Black Saiyan channel.